It's 9 o'clock.
Good morning. Welcome to the September 21st, 2023 meeting of the Carroll County Commission. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public comment, Fred.
Yes, Fred Kane from Wolfboro. I did bring the papers again, the headline with the county attorney, and there's a letter to the editor, more addressed to the delegation, but I thought you'd be interested in reading it. It's kind of comical, from a resident in Tuftonboro, Barry Ennis. On July 6th, I had a 91A request that I'm still waiting for, and I'm hoping I'm going to get that. You know, we're going on 3 months here, and hopefully that will be coming soon. I think it's about time. And also the wage study, has the commission been able to review that wage study, and is it available for the public to review also now?
We're still working on it.
Still working on it, okay. And do you have the number of the agency staff that are in the nursing home at this time?
Yes, somewhere. Melissa, do we have that?
Do you know, Bob?
I don't.
It wasn't a part of your report.
No. I know that we just sent two. Two nurses came back, and we sent two agency nurses out.
Yeah.
We'll get that for you.
Okay, and I'd also like to have an update of what was spent on the agency. I had it, you know, through the beginning of July, and I'd like to have it through the end of the month here now.
Do you want to wait till the end of September?
That'll be fine, September, that'll be fine. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Anyone else?
Do you have any public comment?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yep.
Media questions? Anybody on?
No one's on the Zoom, no.
Okay. Approval of the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What was the date, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
September 14th.
Thank you.
Manifest. The manifest numbers for the week of September 20th are, let's see, for the payables, it is $165,395.45, and for the weekly payroll, it's $263,586.78. Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Department reports. Mr. Murray.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm trying to get a number on that agency staff. Nursing home report, our current census is 96 with 7 empty beds. We have 2 skilled admissions scheduled this week with a possible third. We have 1 resident with a community-acquired COVID, 1 staff member out with community-acquired COVID. All of our other residents have come out of precautions, and hopefully after tomorrow we may be able to take our masks off, which will be nice. Still working with Lynn Beatty, supervising administrator from Coas County. We're getting a lot done. Continuing to transition from the previous administrator to myself as acting administrator, of course, until we hire a new administrator. And that search for a new administrator and director of finance continues. I haven't seen many applications yet. And 2 nurses that were out for medical reasons have returned to work, and that is 2 less agency nurses that we have to pay.
Good.
So as soon as I get a final number on agency staff, I'll get that to you.
Thank you. Anything else we need to know?
No.
All right.
So.
Super. Any questions?
None, so
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You. Need a motion? We haven't gone over them yet. We got a separate piece of paperwork.
Do I need a motion on that?
For what? I'm sorry.
We don't have to, no, we don't.
No, you don't need to accept his report, no.
Department report, Department of Public Works.
Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome, sir. It's been a little while.
No, well,
Good. How are you?
good.
Just got a quick update for you guys, just to let you know what's going on in our department.
Thank you.
Obviously this year we've had a lot of rain, which has made the lawns grow nice, but a lot of mowing. We had a summertime help. We got a college kid that works with us. He of course had to go back to college, and our per diem guy is kind of retired, so we're down to just 2 of us trying to keep up with everything. So that's been a challenge, but we're trying to do the best we can with the lawns. Needless to say, obviously, with all the rain, the hay business, we do just some round bales now. That's about all we do for farming here anymore, but it's been tough because it's so wet. As a matter of fact, I'm up cutting hay this morning and almost got the tractor stuck. Just trying to weave around the wet spots and get what we can for the year. But more important, what's been going on a lot with our department lately is a lot of water and sewer stuff. We are on the water, we are doing a lot of upgrades, and the ARPA money that the county got, they budgeted about $2 million for water upgrades. There's been a lot of talk of, our main question when we started with the study was, can we handle new customers? What's the condition of our wells? To how much capacity do we have to be able to add more people on if need be down in the village? And so that's led to so we had a study done by Underwood engineers. They've had a lot of recommendations for us. And then where we're starting with that study is basically starting at the wells up on the hill and kind of working our way downhill and fixing and upgrading things. Everything in our water and sewer at this point is about 20 years old, and so we're seeing the end of life of a lot of things. So we've had so we got basically 3 wells. The first 2 have been pulled and inspected. One of them got a new motor and pump and put back in, and then our other one was a dug well that's in good shape. But both of them had, when you come down on the well casing, the pipe that goes out to the building, where that connects in had rotted, so they had to be dug down and put all fixed in there. So that's happened on 2 of the wells. The third well, which is our main well, currently is down. That's getting a new pump, motor, and the wiring that goes down, that's what we're waiting on right now, is the wiring that goes down got all chafed and is in rough shape, so they're replacing the wire as well. Hopefully that one where the pipe comes in is good. But other than that, those are kind of all coming back online and looking good. We're going to be in good shape with those. And then the other thing that we just had done last week, in our chlorination building, all 3 wells come up and there is a meter off of each. There's shut-off valves and a meter off of each, and then the 3 go into one, and there's a master meter, and then it goes into our tank. So all that plumbing has been redone, and new meters. Those meters were 20 years old and at the end of their life having problems with recording and everything too. These meters also are all hooked into our SCADA system, so that way we'll be able to record how much, everything will be on the computer on how it's recorded, to keep track of what each pump is pumping, how much at any given time, which is something that the state is looking to have on record for us all the time. So that all got done last week. It looks very nice up there. They did a good job, the company. These projects have all obviously gone out to bid. Commissioners have approved those. Some of the work that we're having going forward now with looking at the capacities in our wells, we've got a hydrologist, I always pronounce that wrong, but it's called a hydrologist coming in that's going to be helping determine capacities and drawdowns and all those kinds of things. We got that stuff's covered under a grant that we got from the state. I think it was a $50,000 or $60,000 grant to help cover some of that stuff. And then we also got an asset management grant that's coming, 50, 60, it was either 50 or 60, one was the other. That we're getting a lot of stuff done that'll help upgrade our SCADA system, probably getting a new tablet and laptop that will help record all these things. So that's nice to have those 2 grants coming in as well to be helping with that. Once the wells are done, the building, the piping's done, we're looking at probably getting someone in to come in and do some repairs in the inside of the building. It's a very toxic environment up there because of the hypochlorite. So it needs a little bit of repair up there. Then we'll be jumping to looking at the tank. I think our tank definitely needs some repair. I don't think it's major, but some minor repairs that'll need to be done there. In the meantime, we got 12 fire hydrants in the system. We've purchased the new fire hydrants, hopefully this fall or next year. We're going to be looking at trying to get a contractor to help us install those. And we've also got ordered, well, and I have in our possession, meters for all the buildings here on the complex, water meters. And then we've got them coming is brand new meters that are going to go in all the houses in the village as well, because those are all at end of life cycle. So all these things are kind of coming through that ARPA money. Long range, if we get all that done, there is a spur when you go down into the village, the old 28 spurs off towards the fire department. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. So that stretch down through there, it goes down to our line stops right before the post office down there at the old state shed is where it stops. That line is just a 4-inch PVC pipe down through there. It was something that was put in well before we started much of a water system. And so in the long range, if we have enough money, we're looking at upgrading that to a regular line, like it should be, like an 8-inch line. But obviously the priority's kind of been, like I said, starting at the hill and working our way down through. And then we'll have, once the hydrologists do all their work and we have all these meters reading properly and they can record things and everything, they'll be able to tell us if we are looking at having to get a new source, or if we have enough capacity for what we have, but we can't add on, or if we want to add on, we need a new source. They'll be able to answer a lot of those what-if questions once they are able to record a lot of the information. So that's, trying to think what else is on here. That's a lot of what's going on with the water. The sewer, we haven't done too much upgrades on the sewer. We did have to have a new grinder put in this last winter in our grinder building. So just a quick recap of what happens with the sewer is all these buildings, particularly the nursing home, for example, has 3 5,000 gallon septic tanks that, like, the solids flow into that, and then the liquid goes down to our plant down there, and it's processed, goes through its cycles down there, and then is put out into basically 10 different septic fields that we have. And every time the pump turns on, it rotates what septic field it's going to go into. The jail does not have septic tanks. So what happens is the jail flows right into our, what we call the grinder building. There's a big grinder that runs 24/7, and the water and everything runs through there. We have 2 20,000 gallon tanks that are pumped twice a year, and then the water continues to flow through our system. The grinder stops all the solid stuff from going through there. Give me an example, over the years, inmates have flushed t-shirts and sheets and all kinds of things, right? Plastic forks and spoons and whatever. And so this grinder grinds all that stuff up. Just past the grinder, there's an auger. And so when these things get ground up, the auger takes them up the auger and dumps them into a trash can that we empty a couple times a week to take that kind of trash out of there. This grinder is extremely important to the thing, and it was over 20 years old, and it was in bad shape. So with this winter, it failed, and then we had to get a new one. It took a while to get it in, but that got upgraded. That was like a $30,000 almost project. That was a necessity. In the meantime, we had, as I'm sure Bob has told you about some of the different things that they've had, we've had some issues from the lightning strike that we had here this summer as well. So we started having a problem with our main pumps. They're called the GovernmentOversite pumps, and they're what, at the end of our system, they're the pumps that pump the water out to the septic fields. And they've 20 years old again, and they haven't had, they're a reliable pump, but they haven't had a lot of attention because they've been good. We started having a problem obviously when the lightning strike happened, so we had called the company in to look at them. And they've been out twice because they did one pump one day and they finished the other pump yesterday and went through them, and they had replaced a few parts in there and changed the oils and different things of that nature. It also knocked out a flow meter, which tells us how much water is being pumped. And so they think it's a sensor, and they're looking into that, but we got to get that fixed yet. Took a bunch of pictures yesterday and what we had and whatnot, and going to track down the parts for that. I'm trying to think what else we had. We had the 10 septic fields out there. There is a chamber that goes down in the ground, and in there's a computer that when the pump turns on, the computer opens which of the 10 septic tanks it's going to go to. When the lightning hit that, it also created a problem in there. So that's, of course, a whole different guy that comes out and programs that, so he had to come out and fix that. Luckily, it wasn't too big of a deal, but there was some issues that he had to fix in that computer system so it would open the right valves. Otherwise, what happens if the power goes out, all the valves, the default is all the valves open, so that way the water can continue to flow. Tends to flow in the first one, right, because that's where easiest to go. So it kind of can overflood that. So sometimes once we get it back up and going, we'll shut that first one off for a little while just to let it dry out, and then put it back online. But this guy, he was able to come get everything fixed so that everything's going there. And I think that's most of the problems we had with the lightning strike this summer that we are aware of at this point. And yeah, so those are that's kind of just an update of
Thanks.
what's going on and for you guys.
I'm a little busy.
Yeah, it's
Always
busy.
things to do.
Yeah, and then of course, we hopefully shortly we'll be putting all our summer stuff away, doing all the maintenance for that, and kind of getting the winter things out and about and ready to go for winter. So they say long range forecasts are talking a lot of snow this year. Isn't fun, but
All right, well, thanks, Will. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
thank you. You guys have a good day.
You too. Things keep breaking. But there's a
Things
lot of
keep
pieces.
breaking, it's
Okay,
machinery.
well, thank you.
Now we are going to go into recess for a non-meeting, and it is 9:20.
Make a motion?
Sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
The legal counsel will not be here until 10.
10.
So would you mind putting in non-public sessions between now and 10? We can get those out of the way. I have a couple people that have requests.
Sure.
that
Under,
okay?
under,
It would be
read us into non-public.
A and B.
It's, right here, RSA, A and B.
Okay. The dismissal, promotion, and compensation.
Just do the, all you need the numbers, RSA 91A.
Oh, RSA 91A, colon 3,
Yeah.
2A,
And we need, what do we need, Melissa?
A and B.
A and B.
A and B, okay. Do I do B?
Second, yes.
90,
A and B.
A and B,
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
Make a motion?
I'll second.
Well, you're running it.
Roll call. Commissioner Nelson?
Yes.
Commissioner McGee?
Yes.
Thank you.
9:18.
The meeting at 10, whatever it is,
10:01.
10:01.
Okay, so-
And,
The motion for that?
no, we need a motion to come out of,
That's what I meant.
right,
Yes, motion to come out
of non-public.
of non-public and seal the minutes.
Second.
Okay.
All, do we need a roll call for that, Melissa?
No.
No, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
10:01.
Next business. We have 2 new hires at the correction facility, both corrections officers, Brian Sparks and William Shaw, and they will be starting
I believe they're starting Monday.
relatively soon. I know it's in the next few days. And now we are going to recess for
A
a non-meeting at 10 o'clock, and it'll run from 10 to 11 o'clock, at which time we'll reconvene.
Thank you.
All right, we will now reconvene our meeting at 10:55 and go into recess for a Hearts location select board meeting.
Hale's location.
Hearts location, Hales location, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's close, only one, a little
Yes.
bit off. And we will do that now. Do we need, we do not need a motion, but to recess, do we? No. So we are in recess for the Hearts location.
Can we do that earlier, or you have to be at the time of this is listed?
It's 11:15. Do we have to stick to that time? There is no business to be conducted. That's the long and the
There
short.
isn't, right.
The
So
long
if
and the
someone
short-
were to arrive at 11:15, we could
We-
reopen, but I
we
don't
can
have
reopen it.
anything.
Okay.
Is that acceptable?
It's your meeting.
Okay, well, in that case, we will recess the Hearts Location Select Board meeting with no business to conduct and reconvene our meeting.
And return to theirs should we have business
Should we have-
in between.
Thank you, Bill. Yes,
10:56.
10:56.
Need motions?
Finance, I don't believe we need a motion. Finance report, there isn't anything that I know of. Melissa?
No, I don't have anything.
Other business? Nothing?
Nothing.
No line item transfers?
Not today. No.
And we've already reviewed and signed the payables. And we're done with non-public, correct?
Correct.
So, I guess we should probably stay until 11:15 just to make sure that nobody
Right.
Okay.
wants to do anything for Hearts location.
Thank you.
So,
Hale's location.
yeah, the second time I've done that, oh my God, not a quick learner. Hales location, so we will recess until 11:15?
10:56.
Thanks.
We'll now reconvene the meeting, it's 11:16. One update, there was a question of the number of agency staff we currently have, which is 20. And I think that answers the question of
Yep.
how many
Which meeting are we opening?
We're opening up our meeting, we're reconvening our meeting
Okay.
out of recess. We went into recess because of the Hales location,
Okay.
11:15, but that's, seeing as nobody has showed for Hales location, there's no interest, we will reconvene our meeting, and now we will go into recess until our next meeting.
Okay.
It's
Thank you.
11:17.